My name is Isaac Atlas, and I'm a professional Beyblade player now. Back when I was a child, the first ever tournament I ever organized was a Beyblade tournament. Metal Fusion was the era, and the anime inspired me so hard to finally make a tournament with my friends, which were around like 10 people. And the first ever official Beyblade tournament in my little town has started. Everybody was there. We played and we played with like this scuffed little arenas with the little like edges carved in there, and it was super fun. And we fought hard. We let it rip. And in the end, after a very scuffed and probably wrong bracket, because back then I didn't even know what a double elimination bracket is, I got fourth. I barely missed the mark, and I lost the glory of top 3. I was devastated and down for at least 24 hours after the tournament concluded. And I never forgot it. I never forgot that I never hit top 3 Beyblader in my town. But as time moved on, I moved on too. I discovered other games to play. I learned about different interests, different new games, different new hobbies, and I learned that there's more to life than just being a good Beyblader. But suddenly, there was a spark, and a rumble shook the world with the release of the newest version, Beyblade X. The first ever competitive, viable version of Beyblade. And I swear to God, community jumped on it. And they made tournament after tournament, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger. But today's story is about a rather smaller community. Just a growing seed in a sea of growing tournaments in the scene of Beyblade X. This community grew in my country, and this is the story on how I became a professional Beyblader. It all starts with this guy, Mogga.
Please announce yourself.
Well, mostly known as Mogga in our communities. My actual name is Nico. Some people call me Nico, most know me as Mogga. I'm basically a representative from the esports organization in Graz. We thought a fun side event anyone could play without a lot of practice would be a good idea, so Beyblade it was. Most people grew up with Beyblades. We are currently in the 4th generation, and to be honest, so to say, in the best generation in my opinion, because it is
a really cool generation. Maybe not anime-wise.
Yeah, but anime-wise, that's true. That's debatable, but
I have to say gameplay-wise.
Gameplay-wise, it's amazing. It works very well. It's easy to start with, and that's why we're making this video today. So basically, one of the first things that happened is we started playing with the metal fight Beyblades and figured it's not that exciting to do, so it wasn't a frequent thing. And then at some point, one of our frequent Smash players just bought the new generation, which we completely overlooked during that time. And then he brought these, and we were like, we kind of need to buy the arena now as well. Otherwise, stuff will jump into your eye, and we know the high speeds from the game, they make it quite dangerous.
Beyblade X is pretty fast. Like, if you remember the old Beyblade Fusion from like 2012, 2013, it's just basically 2 Beyblades in one arena, and you just wait until one stops spinning, because there's no like knockout or stuff like that. There is some pockets. I think I remember some pockets.
Yeah, certain arenas had some pockets, and some even had like weird platform kind of things, but then in the end it was never that exciting as it could have been. As it was in the anime in comparison, so.
Yeah, dude, the anime was crazy.
Metal fight anime was
holograms and shit.
peak peak storytelling back then.
Dude, I just remember the guy who wielded El Drago,
Ryuga. We have him here on the picture actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Should
we see the
Ryuga
picture
here?
on the back? Oh yeah,
Maybe you
he's
can
there.
see it.
Yeah.
Ryuga, when he was in the desert alone, and there were like attack helicopters coming from left and right,
Choppers.
and all the special agent be wielding some Beyblades with like laser pointers and stuff like that, and they launched it at him like 50 Beyblades at once, and he just spun it with his hand. Fucking aura farmed them.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Crazy clip.
But yeah, the generations passed. It was Metal Fusion, then was Beyblade Burst.
Exactly. Beyblade Burst, pretty much, I skipped it personally because gameplay-wise, it was not that exciting. They introduced the gimmick of Burst, as the name says, but essentially, especially in the Western regions, it didn't really work out that much because most releases from Hasbro, which is the distributor in the West, they were way lower quality, and their performance in comparison to the Asia releases was way worse. Beyblade X, they managed to basically all the gimmicks we had from past generations, like the bursting and some rubber gimmicks and some spin steel gimmicks and whatever we had, they combined it all into one, and now it actually works.
I just trained a little bit with you. We had my big training arc, maybe.
We have some nice footage, some actually funny clips, some things popping out and stuff.
We got talking. It's about launch angles. It's about different bits. Tell me what matters when you play a set of Beyblade. What's the rules and what does matter?
So pretty much Beyblade X has, I guess, the most complex rules so far compared to the other generations. What got established as a standard is you play 3-on-3, which means you have 3 different Beyblades with each different parts. So the rule set says that you are not allowed to have repeating parts, so everything has to be its own thing. There are some recolors and some retools of some blades that would theoretically count, but these are not really viable competitively, so that's out of the game. Yeah, 3-on-3 Beyblades, it's a game where you play for points, and every single sort of finish gives its own amount of points. So there's, I guess, 4 categories. We have the most exciting category, which is an extreme finish. You can show in the stadium then in the footage. The extreme pocket is pretty much the biggest pocket, which sits at the center of the other side of the rail, where the rail ends pretty much. That one gives 3 points. The outer pockets are considered an over finish. They give 2 points. And another thing that gives 2 points is a burst. So what happens in this generation, I can showcase here on some of the combos. Most Beyblades are made of 3 parts. Regarding the parts, there's a certain part which is called the ratchet, which sits in the middle of the Beyblade, holds it all together. If that thing pops out or gets twisted into the opposite direction, the Beyblade bursts, which means parts fall apart and the game is over. 2 points. And then apart from that exciting gimmick, you have just standard spin finishes. So when you outspin your opponent, it's just 1 point. So in that case, which I really like about the game, which makes it kind of balanced too, in my opinion, is that no matter what you do, you're always trying to go for one of these finishes. Beyblade X was supposed to be kind of like a rock, paper, scissors type game, where attack beats stamina, stamina beats defense, and defense beats attack. In theory, that sounds good. In practice, it's hard to tell. It's like a gray area, especially with the topic of defense and stamina Beyblades. So it's supposed to be like a rock, paper, scissors type of game, and there are some matchups that you can counter with, which is regarding the rules, because you play 3 Beyblades where you always pick an order. You can be lucky and pick the correct matchup you want to have in the beginning, but you can also be unlucky and pick the worst matchup and also lose just because you picked your Beyblades in the wrong order. So there's a lot of strategy to that as well, apart from the actual gameplay, but before the game too.
For me personally, I always pick the right option. That's why I have.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, of course. I won a rock paper scissors tournament.
You see?
Yeah.
So you already have the advantage.
I do.
You're coming in basically not as an underdog, as some would expect, but actually as a winner.
Yes.
Yes. So pretty much, I guess, what we're trying to do here, regarding the combos we built. So as you can see here, we put these 3 here. Oh, pretty much we went for a standard setup. Most people go with 2 stamina options and 1 attack option. We went for 1 attack, 1 defense stamina hybrid, which is pretty much a #1 combo in the meta right now. Doesn't matter where we're playing, in Asia, in Europe, in America. Same thing everywhere, exactly. That is Wizard Rod. Wizard Rod is I would say, most would say, the best blade so far that has been released, solely because of its physical capabilities. So one thing we utilized in this combo, which is super common, the 160 ratchet at the bottom. So if you flip it around, you can see the yellow 160 ratchet, meaning it's a one-sided ratchet, so it's uneven. Some might say that that is more of a disadvantage because then it might wobble. In that case, it's super optimal because a 160 ratchet gives a Beyblade the option to pop out of pockets. So if you show in the video later on, the arena, the stadium, where we showcase that.
So are we expecting that a lot of people play this?
Yes.
Yes.
Most likely.
So this is gonna be a very meta pick.
Yes, absolutely. It's pretty much the safe, option you can always choose.
2 other Beyblades we haven't picked on is the Phoenix.
Yes, Phoenix is a classic. Phoenix was one of the first releases. Phoenix has been dominant in the meta quite from the start on, pretty much. So I think Phoenix was released a few months after Beyblade X launched, and it immediately took like the lead in most combos because Phoenix is one of the heaviest first releases we have. We have it in blue here. Usually it's found in red, which is the standard release. In blue, it's a 3-sided blade, which we can show later on in the close-up as well. Meaning it has very good attack power. Due to its heavy weight, it's also very, very good against a lot of stamina type combos, which are naturally lighter. So they have that counter of losing against a stamina, against an attack type.
Knockout power.
Exactly. Big. So big Phoenix goes. Phoenix on a 360 ratchet, a 3-sided ratchet, which is one of the lower ones, with a low rush bit, meaning you have nice attack patterns. You don't burn too much stamina on the rail because you have less gear on the rush bit, low rush bit in that case. Also, always a go-to pick. Yeah, pretty much an all-rounder attack type that can win against most combos if you do.
And then we got like a little bit of an experimental type.
Exactly.
Thing here.
Yeah. Scorpio Spear is one of the newer releases. The stock combo that it came with was not that good, but there's some good experimentations a lot of people did. It is the heaviest blade I own actually, next to Meteor Dragoon, which you see here. Due to its weight, it's also very
chunky boy.
It's a chunky boy, and it's very. You have various options pretty much with what you can do with it. You can build it on stamina sets. You can build it on attack sets. We have pretty much like a combination of attack and stamina. We're using a 960 ratchet, which is one of the rounder ratchets, which is safer from bursting. The level bit, which is also very, very popular. Is one of the trickier bits to play, so that's why it's more of an experimental combo. But it's like, it has high speeds, very high speeds, and very good endgame stamina. So if you're trying to win an attack against attack matchup, this one might do you very well. And it should also get some good knockouts, especially after it has its mode change. So what this Beyblade can do, as soon as it rides the rail and the bit twists, the blades retract. So the blades open here, and then they can hit harder.
And with that newfound deck of mine, we packed up and headed to the tournament. And it took place in the open world. Well, maybe not the open world you thought, but that's the name of the bar. Shout out to those guys.
So we're playing 5 rounds of Swiss into a top 4 single elimination bracket. Swiss is one of my favorite options for tournaments because people have more games. Sometimes in other categories like Smash, double elimination is more common. But since we have not that many people, I guess, and we want them to play as much as they can when they show up, Swiss is a good option because everyone gets to play at least 5 games. Yeah. And depending on their performance, they can make it to top 4 or not.
And I prepared for the tournament, sat down, and a quick look at the tournament bracket revealed the next big thing. This was the biggest Beyblade X tournament in Austria's history. Well, it was only about 20 players, but technically correct. So it was the biggest one. So I prepared my setup. I closed my eyes, got into a meditative state, got a beer, and then I prepared for the tournament ahead of me. Let's start. First round against Jugga Jugga. We start. And I instantly got extreme finished. Well, let it get to my head, and I played my next game. But yet again, I got spin finished, which means I'm down 4-0. And the next round begins. And my trusty Phoenix reigns over his Pegasus and finally gets a point. Okay, 4-1. And with a new Beyblade rotation now possible, I on the safe round and picked my Wizard Rod first against his Wizard Rod. And we played. I hit him a few times. Ooh! Hit him right into the pocket, getting me into a winning position. And I built my Scorpio to defeat the first hit wonders, the Scorpions, the Sharks. And it actually worked out, and I extreme finished his Phoenix. But my Phoenix was already shaking on the bench and wanted to prove his worth, and defeated his Pegasus with an easy spin finish, winning me the first round of Swiss pools. Second round of Swiss pools, and here you can see why my Wizard Rod is so good in jumping out of pockets, and he jumps out of the extreme pockets just to reverse and counter his mummy, getting me 2 points from the start of the game. In the second round, he unfortunately self-eliminated his Pegasus into the side pocket, getting me to 4-0. And then, with a little bit of luck, my Scorpio instantly finished his Dragoon into the side pocket, winning me 2 points, getting me even closer to the final win. My opponent then requested a quick side change, and it actually worked out with him finishing my Phoenix into the side pocket, finally getting him on the board with 6-2. But I didn't give up. I played my Wizard Rod, jumped out of the pocket, immediately bullied his Dragoon into death, spin finishing him to win the second game of Swiss pools. But the next round of Swiss pools was a disaster, and I immediately got extreme finished after just a second of playtime. Then he proceeded to spin finish me, and without hesitation, in the last game, he finished me instantly without me ever even getting a chance to switch my Beyblades around or to, I don't know, switch sides. But yeah, I lost 7-0 as part of the game. So on to the next round. And this was gonna be a war. I immediately sent in my Wizard Rod against his Tyranno Beat, and with a few hard interactions, I spin finished the first game, getting me to 1-0. Next game. Whoops, I missed the arena. Whoops, again. My goddamn Scorpio just was chilling up there, not doing anything until the spin finished happened. But no worries, I sent in my Phoenix, and he showed me that he still got the power in him. And he finished his Wizard into the side pocket. With me being up 3-1, I entered a hard-fought match. His Tyranno versus my Scorpio. And in the end, I spin finished and got to 4-1. And now we go into a very safe game, and we both sent in our Wizard Rod. And with him losing a lot of stamina in the beginning of the game because of a bad launch, I prevailed as long as I could, and I spin finished him yet again, getting me to 5-1. And now we enter a battle for the ages. And so I thought, and so my Phoenix thought as well, and he rampaged around the arena while his Phoenix was just chilling in the middle. Well, and because of his tactic, he won. And to wrap up the game, we chose a new lineup, and I chose very well. Spin finishing his Phoenix with my Wizard, and then winning with my Scorpio against his Wizard with only spin finishes. So I won 7-2. And currently I'm standing 3-1 in Swiss games, which means if I win one more, I'm guaranteed to enter top 4. And with a clean but very safe start, I get very lucky and Extreme finished his wizard with my wizard into the Extreme pocket, getting me up 3-0. And then we enter a really fun game, Shark versus my Phoenix. But yeah, he prevailed and Spin finished me, getting him to 3-1. And then with some incredible mindset and lucky hits, I finished his Wyvern with a Spin finish, getting me to 4-1. After a quick side change, I unfortunately lost against his wizard with my Phoenix, getting him another point with a Spin finish. But that's when my other camera died, so you have to stick with this one. I am super sorry. But then I sent in my wizard and won against his Wyvern with a Spin finish. And then a battle for the ages yet again. Scorpio versus Shark. Oh, it's already over. Okay. And then I was the one who requested the side change. And I sent in my Phoenix against his Wyvern. And to say this wasn't a close match would have been an understatement, because this was a battle. We battled till the last breath. Luckily, my Phoenix spun a millisecond longer, and I got into the last game. I sent in my wizard against his Shark, and unfortunately his Shark couldn't find the hit he was looking for, and I won with a Spin finish. And with that win, I finished Swiss pools with 4-1, setting me up to get into top 4. And top 4 begins. And I had to play a veteran in the Beyblade community and the guy who got 3rd at the last Open World Beyblade tournament, Chris Senpai. And we sent it in. I went with my safe option, but unfortunately I lost against his Shark and he eliminated me directly into the Extreme pocket, setting him up 3-0 right from the start. So I sent in my Phoenix for the next round.
Just to fulfill my mission. I'm living in a darling.
But his wizard prevailed and he finished me into the side pocket, setting him up 5-0 in 2 games. It can be over in just one single game. So I went into game 3 with my Scorpio against his Wyvern.
All my life is over. One strike just a vein, then I'm out of his field of vision. Don't ask why I'm ready, but I'm ready to strike him down now. I just saw the new stars. There's no time for indecision.
And I managed to get myself on the board 5-1. I got the Spin finish on to game 4. We got a new setup, we got a new lineup, and we start off. But I chose wrong. I thought he would pick Shark for the first bay, so I put my Scorpio in there, but instead it was Wizard, and of course he outspun me 6-1 for Chris Senpai. But I couldn't give up. It's not over. It's 6-1. 6-1 is still winnable. So got into the right mindset and sent in my Phoenix against his Shark. I'm so lucky that it doesn't give any points if the Beyblade drops out of the arena directly. And with a 1-2 punch, I get him into the side pocket and I'm up 2 points, which means only a few points until I can win 3-6. But my wizard now had to do work, and I swear to God it's gonna be hard against his Wyvern. So I send him in and ooh, I got the extreme finish. What a close one. Holy shit. Setting me up 6-6 in the semi-final. Only 1 point. So now, because we had to choose a new lineup, I had to choose the right bay. So I fumbled around. I thought what I'm gonna pick. Should I pick the safe option? Should I pick the risky option? Should I send in my Scorpio? I don't know. Maybe Wizard Rod is the answer, but in the end, I turned around and I thought, hey, I got 2 insanely good knockout finishes, so I had to do it again. And I sent in my Phoenix. Unfortunately, he put his wizard on the line, and this was the game. My Phoenix winded up so great for a great attack, but it all backfired and he stumbled, and every single attack I did was not enough and I couldn't get through the defensive option he picked. So Chris Senpai went on to the final. And I had to play my arch nemesis, the guy who defeated me in a very, very casual tournament at Jarpex. Jeremiah. Yeah, there's not much to talk about. 2 extreme finishes, 1 spin finish. Well, I couldn't do anything. He was just too powerful. And yet again, I got 4th place in a Beyblade tournament. 4th place. Again. Shit. Even though I became a pro, I'm now top 10 in my country. Real stat, by the way. Real stat. He defeated me. He defeated me. And yet again, I lost the glory of top 3. You haven't seen the last of me. Beyblade X. Shout out to the community and Mogga. Giga chats. Also, Jeremiah isn't a deal. Swear to God. Cool guy. Shout out to you.